October 7th, 2021. It is 8:11 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Hi. So, I don't really like complaining to my friends and family about pain, because I don't know, I guess I kind of figure that pretty much almost everybody has their share of pain in life, right? I mean, physical pain. And I don't want to complain. I don't want to stand out. I don't think my pain is any more special than anybody else's. I don't want to draw attention to it, you know. At the same time, though, sometimes just feeling so much pain for so long, and then having a really bad day of pain and an appointment that accomplishes nothing, just the emotional toll that it all takes. I just kind of want to vent, and so I figured I can just vent to YouTube, because this way I'm not really bothering anyone, right? Nobody's gonna see this, and if anyone does stumble across this video, there will be a warning in the title that it's just about complaining and venting. So if you don't know me, or are not up to date on my medical history, I have chronic pain, nerve pain, peripheral neuropathy. All 4 of my limbs hurt pretty much all the time, and it's only my limbs, like from hips to feet. I don't feel it in my individual toes, just in my feet, but also from shoulder to fingertips, and I do feel it all the way to my fingertips. No pain in my neck ever, or back, or head, torso. It's only in my limbs. Sometimes it's just 2 limbs. Sometimes it's just my arms or just my legs. Sometimes it's just 1 limb. Sometimes it's an arm and 2 legs. Yes, they're a combination. Most of the time, it's all 4 at once. Oh. So, quick history, and I'll try to make it very quick. It started about 5 years ago. It would be every time I would, not every time. It would be maybe once every month or 2, I would wake up from a nap feeling pain throughout all of my limbs. Ow. That was maybe 5 years ago. And then like 4 years ago, it was kind of like maybe once every couple of weeks, I was waking up, you know, from a nap, being in pain everywhere. So it kind of became like a Russian roulette of napping. You know, how many naps can I take before I have one that's excruciatingly painful? I used to take a lot of naps. I get exhausted, tired a lot. It's hard for me to make it through a day, and that's embarrassing, because I don't have any good reason for it. I have reasons, they're just not good ones. Anyway, by about 3 years ago, it was like once or twice a week, I was waking up from my full night of sleep in pain, and then every nap was painful. And then by 2 years ago, every time I would sleep, period. Whether it's a full night of sleep, whether it's a 2-hour nap, whether I fall asleep for 7 minutes and wake up, I would wake up with just excruciating pain in all of my limbs. The nerves. Excuse me. The nerves. So it feels like just excuse me. Any more of those? I drew kind of a diagram. It feels like just a copper wire going through my arm, a thin copper wire, and then, you know, kind of hurts extra right here in the elbow pit. There's a name for it, I forget what it is, and then it kind of splits off into 2 wires. One of them goes directly into the pinky, and one of them there's kind of this extra painful epicenter right here, and then it splits off into each of my other fingers. And it's just this thin wire that is, it feels like it's being heated up to 14,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which it's about 7,700 something, 7,760 Celsius, which doesn't sound quite as hot. Just this really, really thin, like a piece of string, copper wire. And it really freaking hurts, like, bad. And it started getting really weird that you know, I could lay in bed reading my Kindle or a book or playing Switch or whatever for 2 or 3 hours and get up and wouldn't feel a thing. But if I fell asleep for 7 minutes, then boom, my limbs are on fire. I don't understand what the hell sleep is all about. Why sleep in particular makes it so painful. About 6 months ago, it got a bit worse. It was not only when I woke up, it started popping up other times of the day, and some days it just lasts all day long. Over the last couple of months, it's kind of morphed into even a new problem where I can't like exist anymore, really, without being in pain. Like, for example, my armrest here, you know, just rest my arm on it for 30 seconds or so, you know, or even 8 apparently, Careful. So the spot where it was resting, right? So after a minute or 8 seconds, it starts hurting from that spot all the way to the end of my extremity. Same for crossing my legs, putting one leg on top of the other. If I do that for a minute, then the point that my leg is resting on my other leg, that point all the way to my foot starts burning. And it's not happening every day. It's like half of days over the last couple months, but at the rate things have gone, I assume it'll probably be every day pretty soon. I got to a new point today where I was I had a phone call, so I just 2-3 minute phone call. Actually, let me see how long it was. I can check that, right? I'm still not good at phoning. Call details. It's 2 minutes and 31 seconds, this call. So, just holding the phone like you do up to your face for 2.5 minutes. And when I put the phone down, my fingertips were just on fire for like an hour after that. I can't even make a phone call anymore. I can't use my phone. I can't do anything anymore without being in pain. And there is nothing that can be done about it. I mean, I'm afraid to say that the only thing that has been even remotely helpful, actually it's helped a lot, and it's the only thing that's helped at all, has been opioid painkillers. So, yeah, because I'm young, I'm pretty young to be having this type of nerve pain. My doctors suggested I go to a pain clinic, and that was one of the worst experiences of my life. Just being condescended to by this dipshit little hair gel cologne reeking, fresh out of med school, little hotshot douchebag doctor, bragging about med school this, med school that, I learned this in med school, what I know, what I learned. It was not an appointment about me and my pain. It was an appointment about him and how much he knows. He did not listen to a single concern I had. He didn't listen to a word I had to say. He didn't answer any of my questions. After telling me he didn't learn psychiatry or psychology in med school, he then proceeded to attempt to convince me to get off of my psychiatric medications for some reason I don't understand. And then, despite not learning it in med school, he attempted to convince me that I am just, that the brain is very powerful and I could just be imagining my symptoms, that condescending bullshit. Just makes me, oh man, I really, really wish I could just give all of my pain to that little dipshit. I would absolutely wish every single bit of pain on him. Because that appointment, that was the last that that broke me. Since then, that appointment just made me, that was it. That made me lose my faith in the entire medical field, in medical professionals. I haven't. I just have. I feel like nobody gives a shit. It seems like most. I mean, I've never had a problem with a nurse, ever. But anyone with, like a title in front of their name, like nurse practitioner or doctor or, physician's assistant or, they I've not had good experiences with the about 90% of them. Seems like quite a lot of them are in it because they're egomaniacs. They like the power, they like feeling like they're better than people. They're in it for the money, they're in it because their father pressured them or they want their father's approval. I don't know. I'm just venting my frustrations at doctors in general. And how it seems like so many of them just don't give an eighth of a shit. My previous general practitioner, every time I would mention the nerve pain, he would change the subject. Just completely ignore me. The most I ever got out of him was, he said, "Oh man, that sounds terrible." And then he switched the subject. What the hell is wrong with people? And yeah, I know the problem. It's because I'm young. I mean, I figure this is the problem. When I went to that pain clinic, there were 40 people in the waiting room. And I was the only one wearing a mask, which was odd. This was before vaccinations were fully available, I think. Or it might have been right when they were rolling out, but anyway. There were probably 40 people in this waiting room, and I mean, I don't know for sure, but if I had to guess, it looked like I was the only person there under 60 years old. It looked like I was the youngest person by half. So obviously, this type of nerve pain is not common in people this young. When I first went to see my neurologist, it was I think the receptionist commented like how wow, you're really young. Or it might have been just another patient, like, wow, you're the youngest person I've seen here. And so apparently, yeah, being young and opioids so far being the only thing that relieves my pain, most doctors assume that I'm faking it and I'm just out for drugs, trying to get high. That's not the case. I don't like opioids. I mean, I don't have a problem with anyone else being on them. I don't like being on them. They suck. They relieve the pain, which is great, but the side effects are so nasty. it is, I would say it's worth it, but sucks. I saw my neurologist today and just I like this neurologist. He seems to care. He seems to believe that I am in severe pain, but when I was in his office, I was basically crying and I was cringing, grimacing because, like, my legs really were in excruciating pain. And I don't know what happened. Just, he said, try going to Scottsdale. I mean, the Mayo Clinic in Scottsdale or the University of Utah in Salt Lake City, which are, they're hundreds of miles away. But the way he said it was like it's across the street. To me, that travel is a bit of it's a bit of a deal. But I'll look into it. Yeah, of course. Anything to get rid of this freaking pain. And then he prescribed me something that's technically a mood stabilizer. But said that it might help with the nerve pain in 3 months. We'll know in 3 months if it's helping with nerve pain. And that's it. Like, what the hell do I do for right now? Because I can't really wait 3 months to... I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. And I can't just stay awake for 3 freaking months waiting for this medication to work. It's just nothing. Can't do anything for... I just... And yeah, I know plenty of people have just gotta bear with unbearable pain for forever, for their whole life. I can't. I really can't take this anymore. And I don't know what the living pluck I am supposed to do. Seriously, if anybody watching this has any idea, just how the hell do I live? Like, how do I be alive? Because this is really, really, this is not a life. This is not living. It's not just an American problem. I have a friend in another country that has a much better healthcare system, and they can't get help with their chronic pain either. It seems like it's a societal problem. We need more drugs made for people who are suffering from chronic pain than drugs for weight loss, I think. That's, I don't know, just drugs are made for money, not to help people, for the most part. That's what it seems like to me. I mean, if you're a billion-dollar pharmaceutical corporation who, you know, has to answer to your investors, are you going to make a drug that helps, 14 people? Or are you going to make something super popular? And I just want some freaking help. I mean, like tonight. But I know that if I go to the emergency room, all they're going to do is give me 600 milligrams of ibuprofen. I have 20,000 milligrams of ibuprofen on my kitchen counter. I don't need any ibuprofen. Ibuprofen doesn't do jack shit for my nerve pain. And then they'll give me a prescription for more ibuprofen and kick me out. The emergency room will not help. There's no relief from doctors, and I can't even get a pain management clinic to help me out. This sucks. I'm tired of it, and I just needed to vent. I'm gonna shut up and go back to watching a Sigourney Weaver movie. Thank you to anybody who listened to me.